I didn't understand. Unknown truths. What does that mean?
Bullshit.
It means if you spend enough time thinking about it, you're making up stuff that's not true.
Yeah. Well, it's unknown. Like, where are you going to, I don't know what's in your brain. And if I think about all of the things that are in your brain, it's an unknown truth. He doesn't love me. He thinks I'm fat. He thinks I did a terrible job. He's never going to want to call me back.
Wait, it's an unknown lie.
Unknown truth, unknown lie. It is bullshit.
You're making things true, which might or might not be true.
Yeah.
He's dead. He didn't call me.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know, Brene Brown, she did thousands of hours on shame research. And I love this one piece that she provides. And I do this sometimes in my relationship. I could do it with you right now. Hey, Bart, the story I'm making up when I asked you how you were and you didn't give me any attention, I think I did something wrong to you. Are you mad at me?
What?
The story I'm making up is that you're mad at me because I asked you a question and you ignored me.
You sent me a text and I was busy with a client.
So you're not mad at me? Because I'm making that story up in my mind.
Well, I'm so confused. I don't even know we had a text exchange. Let me look. But you made up a story that I'm mad at you because I didn't respond to a text quick enough?
Yeah.
Well, that was not very bright of you. Why would you do that?
Well, don't shame me.
that was really dumb. You are an idiot because you thought that.
See, I imagined this going in a different way. I was thinking, and from my experience, saying, Bart, you're a dick because you ignored me.
Well, that's probably true on many circumstances, but not because I ignored you.
If I tell you that I'm making up a story in my head, then I'm putting the responsibility on myself and I'm giving you an ability to tell me if that's true or not. If I go and I go straight to, you're a dick because you did this, then that creates some friction and defensiveness. And we're not getting to the bottom of, I'm making up a story. Can you validate or invalidate that my story is correct?
Yeah, but which human being besides you, Steph, the genius master practitioner, would use the phrase, hey, I just made up a story. I'm wondering if it's true.
Well, Brene Brown, I mean, she's like a world.
Okay, you and Brene as two people on the planet. It was so out of the box, I didn't even get it.
You didn't get it.
I didn't get it, but I love it because that's a great way of saying, hey, this thing happened, this trigger, you didn't text me back, or I texted you with no response. I just made up a story and tell me if I'm totally wrong or not. That is an elegant way to take responsibility for your emotions without causing a fight.
Yeah.
This video should be called How to Never Fight with Your Spouse Again.
I mean, I really don't fight with my spouse very often. It's like, and when we do, it's like 15 minutes and it's done.
Yeah, but for the record, he deserves more fights. That guy's a horrible human being.
He likes to fight as much as I do.
You should fight more with him.
Which compatibility-wise
I'm
makes a lot of
teasing
sense,
if you know. We all have a wonderful relationship with our husband. A lovely human being. So I love the phrase, I'm making up a story. Now, that is what we do all the time anyway about everything. Mm-hmm. But most people don't articulate it or acknowledge that I'm making up a story. And even the stories that we do tell or we think we witness are not true. We've all seen court testimonies on TV where 3 people saw the same event. Why witness? I watched him mug that girl. The other one's on that other side of the street. No, it wasn't that guy. It was that guy. No, he didn't mug her. He was helping her across the street and her purse, dropped. They're literally the same event. 3 different perspectives, all sincerely true, yet they made up different meanings. Oh, there's this great video. Maybe I can find it before this episode airs. There is a zoomed in shot of a guy running around the corner. No, I think it's a woman. A woman running around the corner, a guy chasing her around the corner, and it comes right past the camera. And there is no other conclusion that guy is chasing her to kill her. Like, it's obvious, right? The camera zooms out, and then what you see is it's a city block. And what you see is her running, and then the building is crashing down, like having an earthquake. And all of a sudden, the buildings behind them are crashing down. And you see the guy running, trying to save her from the crashing building. Ooh. It is the best example of the term reframe I've ever seen. And so reframing is a term, again, probably from hypnosis or NLP lineage, which means you're taking the same picture, but you're putting a different frame on it. So if a little black and white picture or whatever the picture's on the wall, but you put a gold picture or you put a pink frame, it changes the meaning just a little bit.
Right.
But you're making up a story, just like I made up a story that he's chasing that girl, and it may not be true. I just think it's brilliant that you would have, or Brene Brown would have the language to say that. Is that our challenge?
Yeah.
Next time you have a hurt, you would say,
I'm making up a
story.
The story I'm making up is that you don't like me anymore.
So I would call that a complex equivalent, which means it's equivalent. This action equals you don't like me anymore. Right. And I would say, Steph, I don't think that's accurate. I still like you. And I was unaware that action or lack of action would have that response. Would you accept my apology, and I'll be a little quicker on the tech next time?
Wow, what an enrichment in our relationship to have that honest, fluid conversation without defense, right? So again, if we ask ourselves, what is our intention? My intention is to maintain a great relationship with you.
Well, and I didn't even have to apologize because I did nothing wrong.
Right.
So that was even not unnecessary. Just, here, okay. We talked about your daughter. Okay, great. I'm fine. I'm just fine. Don't worry. I just don't want to fight. I'd rather have that honesty, but the honesty is not, I'm right or you're wrong. The honesty is, hey, look, I made up a story. Can you tell me if it's true or not? I mean, that's a little harder in the beginning of relationships, but when you're family or you're in a relationship, I think that's a great way to say it. Yep. I made up a story and I'm wondering if this really means that. And sometimes it does. You know what? I didn't call you back because I'd rather see this other girl. Not you particularly. I'm just saying, like, there's sometimes the truth does hurt, but wouldn't you rather kind of know, like, oh, yeah, he's dating 3 people and he didn't call me back because he was on a date. I mean, that's kind of the worst scenario when you're dating, is maybe he's with somebody else and you kind of want to know the truth, but at the same time, he may also be, you just started dating 2 weeks ago. When you just start dating 2 or 3 weeks ago, you might be seeing multiple people. And at the end of the day, he might not really even like them, but you're making up that he likes her better. But what if they got tickets 6 months ago? I've had situations where I bought tickets for a trip and I'm like kind of about to end that relationship. And I'm like, well, can't change the name on the ticket. I guess I can go. And, that hasn't happened recently. But again, I still like this one better, but I just met her, blah, blah, blah.
Well, we all have emotions inside of us and we all make up stories what those emotions mean. And I've acknowledged that I'm not a mind reader, but I am a vibe reader. So I can feel something moving, but I'm not necessarily, I don't know how to identify it always. So if I go to that person and say, the story I'm making up in my head is that I did something wrong and you're mad at me for it, then that gives that person the opportunity, like I said before, to invalidate or validate the concerns. And then we can save a lot of hurt feelings and a lot of criticism by just putting it on the table.